Hey there, boys and girls. So, I got a new part. I haven't really done anything else to the Dune Buggy since the storm. It's just kind of, unfortunately, being a catch-all right now until I get some of this storm stuff moved back. The panels and all the other kids' stuff's got to go away. Generators have got to go away. But, I did get this. This is a 003 automatic, full automatic, from a 72 bus is what the gentleman told me it was from. It is not like an auto stick that came in the Bugs. These are complete full automatic 3 speeds, and they have the bus size ring and pinion in them. They're not interchangeable with like an 002 or anything like that. As far as the ring and pinions, they're completely different. But I went this route instead of going the Type 3 route. Although the Type 3 would be really close to bolt-in because the axles would fit the Bug suspension, and I would just have to modify the frame horns. So that could be a really good idea if you're trying to build a trike or something like that and you got Bug suspension, and that would probably be the least modification you'd have to do is to the frame horns. This is probably going to take a whole lot more. But the reason I chose this one instead of going like with an automatic out of a Type 3 like VW Darren has, I was really interested in that, but the problem for me was gearing. From my research, the full autos in a Type 3 came with basically one choice. There was a few choices, but the majority of them had one choice for ring and pinion, and that was a 367, which with their 1-to-1 fourth gear apparently gears it back out like a 412 on a .89 fourth. So, you know, that makes sense. That makes their gear ratio the same as everything else they had. The problem with that is the tallest tire I could physically run would be a 28-inch tall tire, and that would get me my gearing to livable, where it won't be like crazy overdrive and stressing, because the torque converter and stuff are going to take extra horsepower to move anyways, because it's a big fluid coupler. So I really wanted something with a little steeper gear, and that's why I chose the bus. This one's supposed to have, from what I was able to research on it, it's supposed to have a 445. Now, supposedly this is like the less beefier, because it is the earlier one. The 010s are supposed to be better, the 010s. They came in the later 70s to all the way up until the 90-ish era with the Vanagons. The real late water cooled Vanagons have a transmission cooler that like plugs in here, which would have been really cool, but this is what was available, and it was a good price, so I took a jump on it, because not that these are crazy rare. I mean, they're out there, but you know, people just, I don't know, they're a little they think that they got something gold, and you know, they don't really sell in this area. Like, I've seen a few of them I've been watching on the Samba, and they've been there for a few years. One guy even has a picture, has the date code is like 2015, and is still trying to sell it. But he had his apart, though. That's one reason there. But I got a really good deal on this. It came with the torque converter. It has the transmission dipstick. Yes, it is bent. I'll have to fix that. What do you expect? It's been sitting around somewhere in somebody's garage. The gentleman doesn't know if it did or did not work, so I am kind of taking a chance on it not working, but I'm hoping it will. I think most of the time they do. The thing about this, I'm going to have to make mounts and fit it in the chassis. I don't know if it will fit in between the frame horns on the Dune Buggy. I know I'm going to have to make some mounts going to the transmission to support it, because this does not fit like a cradle mount. It is longer than a Bug transmission, and it is massively heavy. This thing is easily every bit of 200 pounds, maybe a little more. From this point on is all cast iron. The whole diff section is cast iron. The torque converter is steel. Everything back there is just heavy metal. This is all aluminum with a couple of gears in it and stuff. Another difference is this has the shifter on this side. 010 has it on the other side. Small differences, but I still heard that these can hold a decent amount of horsepower. We're not trying to build a big horsepower. I just figured with the 6-seater and not being able to get the shifter through the center like a normal bug would be, dune buggy, because somebody's sitting there, and the way the seats sit, they sit lower. They're actually in the way that the shift rod would be coming through the center of the seat if it was in the standard location. I figured the automatic will be better for my setup, because then I can put the shifter on the side by the driver's side next to the side panels there, and you'd just be able to put it in drive and go. Kids can drive it, wife can drive it, anybody can drive it. So that's the idea there. It should gear out okay. Put a set of 30s on there with the 445 ring and pinion in it. It should gear out pretty good. The Type 3s, the reason I didn't go for Type 3 is because even though it would have probably been a better idea in some ways, like the axles would have fit this suspension. I've seen a guy put one in a Bug. All he did was have to modify the frame horns just a little bit. The reason I didn't go that route, and I didn't go get the one Darren had, I was really interested in it, but the thing I started thinking about really hard was gearing. I can't run anything but a 28-inch tire on that. That's where this has a taller gear, lower gear, I'm sorry. Lower gear, I can run a 30-inch tall tire, no problem on this. So anyways, boys and girls, no work being done, but I'm collecting parts. This is a pretty big piece. I've been thinking about it, and finally contacted a gentleman I knew it would probably have one. He was in the buses. Thank you, Orange Bus Bob. And he had one. So, and he let it go for a really fair deal. So, spent 9 hours in the car to go get it. Even though the trip didn't take that long, I took all 4 kids with me, so we had to make stops. You know, they had to play and all that, so it was a 9-hour day, even though it was only a 2-hour trip there and back. Well, 2-hour trip there, it was a 9-hour day to go get that. But it even has a starter, so that would probably be the next thing is, I'm probably going to cut the frame horns off and put it up in there and figure out how I'm going to get everything to work. But that's about all right now. John's still working on his. This is not making it to Bug Jam. This ought to be at Bug Jam. I have everything I need to fix it, except for time. And I need to kind of get the garage cleaned out so we can get that going. So, don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep posted. We're going to be keeping up with the automatic. And we'll get this thing hopefully going. I hope to have it done next year sometime. See you guys later.